Hey guys, what's up? So today I had the most fun climbing experience that I've probably ever had in Runeterra, and I owe it all to this deck. So I was able to climb 300 LP with this deck at a 72% win rate today, and I mean, when you look at the deck, it's a deck concept that I've played around with before. A lot of you guys that have been seeing this channel might remember, you know, I've done like Draven Fists of Flurry before. I've done Draven Taric, which ended up being a somewhat similar build with a somewhat similar playstyle, just with some Targon cards instead of Ionia cards. But in this meta, this deck is actually able to steal so many wins right now. It is ridiculous. I'm going to be back tomorrow playing this deck, hopefully to be able to climb the rest of the way to Masters with it. So if you're not familiar with the deck, this is basically an all-in cheesy blowout style deck where we're going to keep a Draven alive, usually Draven, but sometimes a Riven with tools like, you know, survival skills off of Draven's axes and protection tools like Nopify, and then we're going to turn around and kill them with Flurry of Fists and Overwhelm, either from Might or Blade Fragments or Kato. And you will just OTK your opponents. This is a one-turn kill deck in a lot of situations. The reason this deck is able to be so successful in this current metagame is normally these kinds of cheesy combos are really hurt by Hush. Now, this deck will have an awkward time into Targon decks, but it is favored into a lot on the ladder right now. This deck is favored into Thresh Nasus. I was plowing Thresh Nasus versions all day today. With the recent additions, this deck is favored against a lot of aggro decks. This deck is favored against Azir Aurelia, as well as Ezreal Draven, now that we're running Health Potion. Health Potion was actually a suggestion from someone in my Twitch chat, and it was so genius, I immediately just gave him VIP in the chat. It is really, really sick. It helps the aggro matchup. It helps Ez Draven because they can't kill your units if they're not damaged. Scorched Earth is the only way they have of being able to kill your units through survival skills, and with Health Potion, it makes Scorched Earth inherently uncastable, and it's just super good. So it's a very powerful combo deck for, you know, the current metagame. So the deck is super fun, and you know, you'll see the gameplay of it in a little bit. Basically, this is kind of like the only breakdown you need. For the most part, this deck is kind of like entirely built around survival skills as a card. We're using Whirling Death, and a lot of the ways we win with this deck, and if you've seen me play this sort of concept before with Draven and Whirling Death and survival skills, is a lot of just hard mulliganing for Draven and survival skills, and just making sure that we are keeping the opponent at bay. If we have a second Draven or a Whirling Death, we can often level Draven super early and just protect him with 0 mana after you discard an axe with survival skills. It's super powerful, and once the opponent has committed the resource to try to kill Draven, once we give him, you know, Overwhelm and Flurry, we're just winning the game on the spot. So it's a super fun deck. It has some pretty big brain turns. You will have to sometimes go Galaxy Brain mode, which I really love. Not in every game or anything like that, but it just puts you in completely unique situations. You'll see what I mean in later on in the video. But I just, you know, I want to show you guys the gameplay. So just to wrap this up, if you're looking for, you know, if you want to play this deck, just make sure you're mulliganing really aggressively. Unless you're against an aggro matchup and you need to keep some stuff like Eye of the Dragon and Blade Squire, just make sure you are hard mulliganing for Draven or Draven's Biggest Fan or survival skills. I'm often keeping survival skills even if I have no Draven or Draven's Biggest Fan in this deck, because it is how you win. And you also want to be mulliganing away your Riven most of the time. I found she's a lot better to draw when you don't have Draven, or, you know, if you have Draven, she's kind of a nice secondary win condition. And yeah, that's it. So mulliganing like that will hopefully help you guys quite a bit. And if you want demonstrations on how to play the deck, you'll be able to learn quite a bit from watching the rest of this video, because I talk about a lot of the plays and a lot of how you need to be thinking about this deck. So hope you guys enjoy the games, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Yep, looks good. It's kind of funny, he probably has a second Radiant here, and the second Radiant's still no good. Yeah, me too, dude. Alright, that's pretty funny. I mean, we almost had turn 4 lethal. Yeah, and if you face Malphite on ladder, just concede to him too, honestly. Just give him a little help. Give him a little love. Talia's 38% too. Oh, wait! Is Talia joined the race? 38% as well. Oh! Talia is in as well. She's even further down. She is just 0.3% ahead of Zillion. Oh my god, that is crazy. So all 3 of these champions are within what, like 1.2% win rate of each other? No, less. They're literally within 1% win rate of each other. All three of these champions, Malphite, Zilean, and Taliyah. They're all 37 to 38% win rate. All right. So, I mean, honestly, Zilean could definitely be overtaking Taliyah pretty soon. This is kind of a bad matchup. I think we lost. Oh, the 3 landmark champs are all shit? Yeah, something like that.
See what we see. So
Time for the main event.
Azir's command.
Yeah, okay.
All right, I think we're getting just smarked down here. I mean, we have the dream hand, but I still think that deck just kills us too fast. Need a house spider. Eat. Okay, Flurry's good. Honestly, if I get Might at this point, I can kill this guy real fast. I could kill him on a turn 6 attack, maybe. Okay, definitely not. I mean, he'll let my turn 4 attack through, so he'll go down to 17.
My name will echo through the ages.
I need to find a way to make him let the attack through. I need a second unit so that he blocks and doesn't block Draven, and then I use Flurry of Fists on the Draven. That's what I need to have happen. It can only work like that. Dude, if I had a way to kill this Azir with that 2 mana, that would actually be such a punish. Alright, turn 6 attack. How do we do this? So I have the Blade Squire here. He's not priced in to block the Draven. The Blade Squire off the top means that if I attack with both, he should block the Blade Squire for free, and then he won't block the Draven. And when he doesn't block the Draven, I Flurry, and I win. And that's it. And I need the Blade Squire on this attack for that to happen, because if it's a solo Draven attack, he'll let it through without doing anything at all, and I won't have a re-response action to Flurry. But now, he just blocks it with Azir, right? That's fine too. I actually don't mind that, because 15 is enough. 15's in range of a solo kill, and I can block his next attack. I mean, we're still gonna need Might, but don't worry about that. That's fine. I might have needed to pre-axe Draven once. Oh, that could have been interesting. Man, who actually just lets that through? Come on, man. It makes me real sad. There's the Might! That's all we need, baby! That's it! We're good! Right? Alright. So we just block it down for max. Draven has 2 axes to be able to kill the Azir on this attack. We need to kill the Azir so he doesn't have the blocker. We're going down to 1 health, but that's fine because we're open attacking with Nopify. That deck, he could run One Brother's Bond, but I mean, we're beating that hand anyway, right? Since Draven will level up off of this. Yeah. We're beating that. So now I have to use... I discard survival skills. Oh, can I actually discard the Whirling Death too? My open attack kills him without Whirling Death. I think I can discard the second Whirling Death just fine. What's the point of doing that? Isn't that kind of dumb? I think I just discard the other axe. I'm gonna have 6... Yeah, I'll have exactly enough mana for my 3-card hand. So I axe on axe. It levels up the Draven in time, which means I'm taking... Yeah, I'm not taking enough damage here. And the Bakaya is only a 2. Yeah, this is fine. Like, he actually can't do anything about this. And we're at 5. And 5 is safe from literally everything. Yep, we're nuts. I don't know why. That should have been a pretty obvious play. I think. It took me a second for some reason. Block Azir and shoot something else. The only problem is, I mean, I need to kill the... So, I need to kill him on my next attack, which means I need to block in a way where I'm lowering the amount of health he has on his potential blocker units so that I can get it in for damage. Because I might not have enough mana to Whirling Death depending on my top deck. Attack is pretty useless. But with open attacking and Nopify, we even beat like weird double fervor hands.
Let's do this.
Alright, easy game. So we can even race aggro. Man, if he actually has double fervor and he sends them both on my Draven instead, that's so rude. There's no way he actually has double fervor and just went for my Draven instead of my face. I mean, if he's smart, he probably did, honestly. Come on, man. Yeah, we got him! Alright. Watch this again. So ridiculous. A turn 6 kill against aggro. Another cute thing about Kato is that the fact that it's a body. So Kato's body is kind of useless. It's a 5/4 and he doesn't have overwhelm himself, and you can sometimes give him might. But the nice thing that Kato does here is that with syncopation, it just gives us an alternative syncopation targets. Now that we're even in more spells than we were before, this deck will have some board states where I just want to go all in on a big Draven or whatever. And the fact that Kato literally enables me to run syncopation if I have no other units on that board at the time is pretty nice. Kato plus Reforged package is deceptively synergistic. Yeah, it's true. It's true. I mean, the might can sometimes be redundant, but when you give Kato your free might, it's definitely not bad. I don't hate it. All right. I think Zero Irony, now that I have 3 Draven's biggest fan, 3 Draven, I think I need to keep survival skills in my opening hands. Like survival skills is literally how this deck wins. And it's really important to be able to keep it. Oh no. Ah, we're fine. What about Claws? Claws is interesting. I mean, I definitely could see an argument for Claws of the Dragon. We do benefit from like weird amounts of tiny chip damage, and the defensive applications of Claws of the Dragon isn't useless because we are vulnerable to aggro. Unless we're really nutting, you know?
I have the best job.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll just pre-flurry this Draven. It sort of blows that it's kind of useless without him having Overwhelm. Are there more ways I can get permanent Overwhelm on turn 4? I mean, I'm definitely not skipping this attack. I love burning mana, but this attack is just a little bit too valuable. He could like block and Black Spear and force 1 survival skills, but because I have the double survival skills hand, unless he glimpses and stops Draven from getting axes here. Oh man, this is weird. I actually think I don't use Flurry of Fists, because the scariest thing he could do is like a glimpse block. And I actually want him to be too scared of Whirling Death to do a glimpse block. I actually want him to let this through without Flurry. As bizarre as that sounds, because I have a double survival skills hand. We're losing to hands of Black Spear. I need him to let this through so that I can have my second axe, so that I can keep Draven alive from both threats. And if he does, if I Flurry and he does a block glimpse, stopping my Draven from getting any axes at all, then I'm losing to a lot of stuff. Because he can Black Spear this round, and then Vile Feast my Draven next round, and I'll have no counterplay at that point. And that's so easy for him to have. I'm perfectly fine with just dealing less damage and getting the axe here. Is Riven really doing anything in this deck? Yeah, she's a really important alternate target when I don't have hands of Draven. And this is perfect. Like, this is fine. We've got, the safety card. When he goes into drag, we've got survival skills. Haven't seen Riven played. I mean, in a lot of hands where we draw one of our Dravens, we might not need the Riven, and I'm pretty happy with not needing Riven. But we want to bail out the hands where that's not the case. I mean, he'll probably just do a drag with the saplings and try to deal damage to us. Riven's sort of adorable. She makes it kind of hard to use survival skills on Draven though, because I'll have to pre-commit a different axe. I don't mind using both of my axes this round though, because he can't. Yeah, he can't punish that. So yeah, I should always be able to protect this Draven. I guess Glimpse would be a punish, but that's fine. So by playing the Riven here, I'm basically saying that, if he threatens the Draven, I will need to use both of my axes to protect the Draven, because the survival skills won't go on him unless I use the first axe on him first. And this looks totally fine. I mean, I can pre-commit one axe, but there's really no point for it. Like, I'm very happy about this attack. If he Vile Feast my Draven, that's just kind of annoying, because that's a really cheap way to get me to waste the survival skills. I might actually have to do it here. Could use Flurry instead. There was a consideration to Flurry there. And burning the top deck is kind of bad. Yeah, that's a weird turn to play. There's a lot of things I could have done. So the Overwhelm Blade Fragment would be a really big deal. We have even odds of getting it from weapon healths. If I commit weapon healths, then that leaves me with 2 mana remaining. I think I need that Overwhelm Fragment. I think that Overwhelm Fragment is how I'm winning this game. I need to just try to 50-50 this. Bad. Yeah, that feels super bad. I mean, I can give the Riven quick attack here as well. We just need to survive an additional turn. He's gonna have a very, very valuable block. I could try to give the Flurry of Fist to Riven. Is there much value in doing that? I think he might not block both, but I think he might have to block one. I'll go for a weird play. I'll quick attack the Riven. And I think I can actually do this as well. This doesn't tap me under anything important. I'll go for this. Because if he doesn't block both, then I can Flurry whichever one he doesn't block, which pushes a lot, and he'll basically die to any tap after that. I need to keep Riven alive because she's giving me double Overwhelm on her next proc 2 turns from now. Wow, and he lets it through. That's kind of a big brain play. I'm very surprised he did that. And yeah, we just play reactive here. So we can currently survival skills both of our units here, which is perfect. That's a good top deck, Whirling Death. And as long as Riven stays alive this turn, she'll give 2 sources of Overwhelm next turn. I need to keep them both alive. I need to use both of my survival skills here. Let Draven die. I don't think that's good. I'm pretty happy just like Whirling Death and blocking it down. Like, I still want my Draven to be leveled here.
That's right. Run!
Draven's important because he has quick attack, which means Flurry can give him double attack. Riven doesn't have quick attack without her developing into next rounds. And I think I want to open attack, right? So we need to keep Draven alive on the open attack. He'll level up here off of the survival skills, Whirling. If I use Whirling on Draven, he'll level off of 2 axes. If I use 2 axes in Whirling, the Draven, that's actually bad. I need him to level from the sapling combat so that he doesn't go down to 1 health, right? Because if I level him with a Whirling, then the sapling hits him back down to 1 health, and I need to play around Vile Feast next turn on the open attack, right? So I need to use 1 axe on Draven and 1 on... I need to use this. If I'm using the second axe on Draven, it locks me out of Whirling, but I need to Whirling here. So I can Whirling from Riven, I think. So I use the first survival skills here. Did to Atrocity. Oh, we kill the 4. And then I use the second survival skills on this. And now Draven goes to 2, so we're playing around that. And Thresh isn't leveling off of this. Now I need to use the Whirling. And I think, if I use it with Draven, then he'll go down to 1 health. I have to Whirling with Riven, like this. And now we're beating Atrocity Hands. Because we're beating Vile Feast on the open. Because Draven has additional HP now. If we'd Whirling with the Draven, he would have 1 health. Because I need him to level after he takes the damage. Atrocity is 7 mana now. Guys, we're talking about next turn, my friends. Next turn. We're playing into the future. Wow. He's black spearing his sapling. Okay. So my Draven doesn't level here, but I still have... So he's basically enabling a Vile Feast to work next turn if he's got it. Interesting. Oh, that's so weird. Okay, sure. I mean, there's nothing else for me to do. So yeah, if he's got Vile Feast, then that's really nasty. I might need to not open attack then if it's Vile Feast. I might need to play the Blade now. So this is the 3rd fragment, and it's always the Overwhelm one, and it always comes with a level driven. There's not really that much of a downside. Ooh, so now I drew Whirling Death, which means if I open attack with Draven, and it is Vile Feast, I can level my Draven on the stack, get the +1 health, and dodge the Vile Feast. And I have the guaranteed Overwhelm from here. So I'm just open attacking to play around Black Spear then. Second Black Spear. I'm just open attacking to play around second Black Spear. So if I use the Overwhelm, I'll have to discard two things. I discard both of my Elixirs of Wrath to be able to play around that. So I use Overwhelm, I use Flurry. So that means Draven is going to be at a 4. Oh, that's not enough if he blocks with Thrash. Oh, that's so sad. I don't have enough discard targets. No, this will give me Blade of the Exile. I can discard the Blade. I can discard the Blade of the Exile. So I can open attack. So I open with Overwhelm on Draven. I open attack to play around Black Spear. Don't let him enable it. I use Axe on Blade of the Exile. Well, I mean, first we just need to threaten the kill, so that can be with basically anything. But yeah, I mean, I can use the rest of my skills reactively at this point. And we should beat every hand by doing this. I think so. Yeah, I mean, this is a little bit better, I guess. So there's weird Thresh level on the right side, and the left side is going to be our kill. So I have just enough to do this, and that saves me the 1 Elixir of Wrath. The second Elixir of Wrath is what I need here, because that's what allows me to beat the Hand of Vile Feast. So is it possible to beat an Atrocity? Not unless he misplays it. There was a consideration to just go for a Blade, because that can sometimes beat Atrocity hands.
No more hesitation.
Vengeance? Some people are running like 1 Vengeance in the deck, but they usually don't. That's not really what I'm worried about. Yeah, this would be a big hit for Syncopation, in theory. So now, I mean, I want to use Whirling Death as reactively as possible. So I do this. And I can use 1 Wrath to re-up my lethal here. You can beat Atrocity with Whirling? Yeah, since he blocked. If he didn't block, I wouldn't have been able to. And we're good. We beat everything. But yeah, that's why we had to attack with Riven. I needed to force him to block with his other unit so that I could punish like a block attempt into an Atrocity. And I had to attack with Riven on the right side, because if Riven attacks on the left side, then Thresh can level before the Draven attack, which can sometimes cause me to deal 1 less damage, because I need the Thresh to die first. So by open attacking like that, we're playing around Black Spear, basically. We're playing around second Black Spear, which we have no ability to play around otherwise. If we use the Riven Blade instead of open attacking, and he enables Black Spear with anything, you know, Glimpse, Leech, or whatever, then second Black Spear loses us the game on the spot there, no matter what. So yeah, open attacking has to be worth there. I fucking love this deck. You can't beat Vile here, but by attacking with 2 blades, 2 spinning axes like we did off that discard target, if we leveled Draven off of the Whirling Death after he Vile Feast, we do beat Vile Feast, because Draven gets the +1 health. So we're beating Vile Feast, we're beating Black Spear, and as long as he blocks our Riven, we're beating Atrocity. We beat everything by doing that. By the way, this is very facetious. It's not a win rate unless your sample size is actually above like 50, but I mean, it's really funny that we won 5 out of 6 games. You sure it isn't 86? 86 would be 7 games. I don't think I missed a game. Syncopation has won me too many early games in a Azir Relia for me to cut it, even with no elusive. Don't get me wrong. Some people like Synco in that deck, and I don't mind it. I have mixed feelings on the card, but it's definitely scary sometimes. Like, it definitely might be proper in that list. 100%. So, wow. Survival skills. I mean, I have 5 Dravens. I think I'm mulliganing like a donkey. I think keeping Might makes more sense than keeping survival skills. I wonder what I'm doing. Isn't keeping Might kind of necessary? Isn't that kind of like, can't I like not win this matchup without Might? That's fine. Every time you make one of these Ionia Noxus aggro decks, you go on a huge win streak. Yeah. I mean, it's a super exploitative strategy. It basically, it's able to win games when the opponent plays like a donkey. That's pretty much what we're going for. That's the idea. I mean, I'm pretty okay just blocking these down if that's what it comes to. I'm a lot less okay at blocking these down. Mister, your attack. The Dune Keepers. Mister, you forgot to attack. But okay. Man. I need to climb, guys. You guys might know me as a notoriously slow climber. I do this every season where I dick around way too long. I'm still in plat. Like there's a reason I'm facing these kinds of opponents. Like it's just because I haven't climbed yet. It's nice though. It's the perfect strategy to take a bad deck and, you know, make it look like it could actually be feasible. I'm actually very happy to deny this. The thing to understand that's really, really important is to just look at card advantage as a diminishing returns concept. He's got a 2-card hand on a very early wide draw. Replenishing his hand is what he needs right now, and therefore I'm very happy to just deny that. It's also not a matchup where my deny is hitting insane value. If he had a bigger hand, I would definitely be thinking about holding on to deny there. But I want to punish his early hand by starving his resources, right? So I can basically stop this attack in his tracks with Swole Squirrel. Between Swole Squirrel, I don't have Whirling Might next attack. Yeah, I can't kill him on turn 5. I'm looking for a turn 7 kill here, basically. Always plan out your kill. Oh, now we're attacking with the Dune Keepers. It's just kind of weird because it's... I mean, yeah, whatever. So I can do this. Blocking this with Blade Squire is adorable. It sets my Swole Squirrel into Vile Feast range, which I kind of don't even mind, because if his hand states Vile Feast, then we're just continuing the starvation game plan, right? I think I'm perfectly fine doing a block like this for that reason. Again, it's an important way to think about it, right? Just think about the hand state. Like, if his hand is Vile Feast, then I'm not even upset, because again, that just means his hand's not scary because he's on a 1-card hand at that point. Now, the scary thing is if I block like this and if he has a second glimpse, well, that's pretty terrifying. I'd lose the game. He never has second glimpse here. You gotta have the balls, guys. You gotta just shove it in. The odds that he has second glimpse there is pretty low. It's like 15%, arguably 10. But there's some plays where if you don't grow balls, you're just gonna lose. I mean, I can do this. The only way to protect my squirrel is with a Whirling instead of a Might. If only I got the quick attack Blade Fragment. This attack is doo-doo. This is so bad. Why do I feel like I've lost this game? Am I just open passing here? This is literally like, oh my fucking... I just noticed you can't even really see the win rate against this background. Oh, look at that. That's much more visible. This is bad. I think we can set up for a 2-turn clock. Is that possible? Yeah, I can kill him on a 2-turn clock here with this hand. Swole Squirrel blocks up to 12 with Whirling. Might on Squirrel 15. Second Might Riven plus Blade is lethal. Alright, this is perfect. Just change the board. I mean, like I said, this is just a meme win rate. You don't really need to see it. Alright, what if I just make it red? There, how's that?
It must be done.
Is that all you got?
Man, I wish I could Whirling Death here. What's his hand range? Black Spear? No, Black Spear is not really in his range. He definitely would have used it. It's not Vile, it's not Glimpse, it's not Blacks. It's just like... So it's possibly Leech? No, he would have used Leech there. So it's just like a heavy Nasus hand. Nasus Atrocity, right? Kind of hand. If it's a Nasus Atrocity right kind of hand, I mean, he can get some value out of using like right on Whirling. I think I just go on the Whirling on the attack and just kill him that way. Whale? Who the fuck's running Whale in this deck? In the year of our Lord 2021? Nah, nobody runs Whirling here. It's impossible.
It's Draven time.
He top decked Black Spear. There's no reason to read that. Your only read is an open attack. It could be any top deck. There's so many top decks that he would open attack there with. You know, fun to play this out here. I can also play both of my fragments. So we're going to next turn. I'm gonna have a total of 10 mana banked next turn, which means I'm only gonna have 1 blade if I want to use all 3 tricks, and 1 blade is not enough to finish the Blade of the Exile. So I can't use all 3 tricks no matter what, even if I spend my mana here on Overwhelming +2. I'm gonna be short 1 trick, 1 Might. Is Whirling Might enough? Whirling Might might be enough. So I'll use Biggest Fan here then.
Autographs after the fight.
So between the 4 blades and a might and a whirling death, that's exactly 10 mana, which is how much I'll have. But but this is overwhelm and +2, so I won't need the overwhelm if I have the might. So I think it's totally fine to just pre-commit the overwhelm here. The reason I'm doing this is because I might need to save 1 mana if I top deck an Elixir of Wrath, and I want to play to that out. Because an Elixir of Wrath will actually give me significantly better odds of being able to kill him in a 1-turn attack. Like that extra 3 damage, just given like the amount of damage I have here, could help a lot. All right. And the overwhelm, because we have enough overwhelm, it's not really going to be necessary. I mean, I think it's not. Maybe that's dumb. I don't know. I mean, we have no re-response to anything, right? I want to might the swirl reactively if possible. Anything I use on the squirrel is kind of doomed. But his deck doesn't really have significant development punishers, except for like, I don't know, I mean, you could say Thresh.
I won't look back.
Alright, what color am I making this this text? Does it actually matter what I use it on? I mean, I'm gonna have to commit the might to this anyway, right? Isn't this more damage
Reforged, redeemed.
with Riven? I don't know. God, his hand is so bad. Yeah, this is pretty good. So Bakai Reaper's attack doesn't really matter here, so the attack order really doesn't matter here, which is nice. No reason to attack with this. Looks like I'm just in. So his hand is probably literally a Brick Nasus or something. Wow, I might have needed to if he's smart, he actually just lets this through.
Alexa, play Despacito.
I actually needed to pre-commit a spell here. I messed up. Yo, Sweet Blood. Yo, thanks for the host, dude. Yeah, we're just blowing this guy out. I mean, it shouldn't really matter what I'm mighting here, because I'm forced to a pre-commit anyway, right? No, I'm actually not. I can whirling after. That's adorable. It's really cute that I can whirling after. And this is the one that he can't handle. So I think, I mean, his hand is basically just Nasus or Atrocity. We've got him, and the fact that he surrenders there instead of going for Atrocity means his hand. I mean, what could it be apart from just the weird Nasus? But even Nasus, he'd have a chance to play. Yeah, his hand is just super awkward there. But yeah, I think that's a really important game for thinking about hand reading and trying to like target what the opponent is doing, right? Like specifically, he had a really early aggressive hand, so locking him out of that glimpse is super powerful and just won me that game. That glimpse, if that had gone through, would have won him the game straight up. Oh yeah, Rite of Negation. Duh. Yeah. No, it was Rite of Negation. God, I forgot that in the last turn. I was saying it earlier. Yeah, no, his hand was Rite of Negation. All right, so now we've won 6 out of 7, which is, as you guys know, an 86% win rate. Time to change this. 86% win rate this deck. Super nuts. I mean, third Nopify literally has to be better than Deny. Timo. Okay, so he's playing Kyrie and Burn. Against this, I do like keeping one early option. Do I? Do I like keeping one early option? No, I don't. I'm full mulling. What the why would I keep anything early? Kyrie and Burn, I mean, they're not really traditional aggro. They don't really even play for the board super early. Most of their turn one, like, their turn one play is going to be Timo or Hapless or something like that. I don't really gain value from blocking anyway. So for the most part, I don't really need to stabilize super early. I just need to kill him fast. I'm the aggressor here. Burn is a slow deck that doesn't run out of resources and heals itself. I'm the one who has to be punching through and killing him. So I want to mulligan really aggressively and try to find my combo pieces. Yeah, that's fine. Again, super slow aggressive there. And this turn I will just Riven. I want to maximize my blades from her. Yeah, and this is nothing. He's dealing no damage to me. When are you removing Squirrel? I'll remove Squirrel when I'm good and ready, guys. Just give me a few more games to say goodbye. Is Deep still tier 2? Was Deep ever tier 2? Alright. We drew survival skills like the good player that we are. I think we're pretty favored here. That deck doesn't really touch this deck. So I didn't get the Overwhelm Blade, so I can't just like overwhelm the Draven here. I mean, pre-flurry is kind of annoying to him though, a little bit. Like he doesn't really want to block this Draven, but I'll have to. Because he's not going to block the Riven if I don't pre-flurry, so I kind of have to pre-flurry, don't I? He could just get excited the Draven if I pre-flurry. He totally would. This is a terrible pre-flurry. Truly horrible. Yeah, this attack actually just kind of blows. If he get excited and doesn't block, then I can just survival skills and deal a shit ton of damage. That's pretty funny. Alright, try me, dude. It's not really worth it if he safety blocks, but if he messes up and doesn't safety block and just forgets about this card, he will just lose off of this. He's actually just letting it through. Alright, that's pretty crazy. I mean, homie's at 9. He'll heal back some, but I think we're just killing him on our next attack then. So I've played one spell this turn. If I want to discount deep med, playing a second spell is kind of an interesting line here. I don't think there's enough of a reason to discount deep med here though, is there? God, there is, because my next play kind of just wants to be deep med for setup. Do I just use axe on axe? Because I can't actually need more than this amount of axes. I think I actually just use axe on axe. I think that's totally fine. It's super, super weird. Because like if I was axing this turn, then doing it during combat would have been better. But I didn't have the second axe for survival skills. And I really don't want to use my survival skills proactively, right? But I need a second spell to discount deep med. And I actually don't mind using as long as I'm always keeping one axe for the reactive survival skills. Ruh-roh. Oh, that's the ephemeral one. So yeah, it's not that scary. It's not that scary at all. And I don't really need Riven. I just want to make sure I'm killing him on my next turn. So deep med is a perfect setup here. Yep. We've got might. And that's kind of all we needed. Why is my health at 7? Okay, what is happening there? What's up with that? If he Doom Beast here and just like burns me out, if he has like Doom Beast Ignition, that's pretty spooky. Remember when Deep Med costed 4 mana? Yeah, that was pretty funny. Deep Med was just 2 mana when discounted. Alright. Yeah, my health is a little low here. I mean, I've got Deny. This is why we run Deny, right, guys? This is why we run Deny. How many mushrooms? 13. Ah, we're good. Just pass here, guy. You don't need to play Doom Beast.
System upgrade.
All right, perfect. We didn't need the top deck. There's no draw there. All right, looks like we're just good. Oh shit! I actually kind of like forgot about my Blade Fragment. I don't think there's a hand he could play that makes Blade Fragment matter here, but all right. I mean, we've got Survival and Deny, so if he tries to kill my Draven, he will just lose. And I mean, if he tries to kill my face, I can stop like, I don't know, like 2 damage. Yeah, okay, it's over. Wasting burn on my units. No. We never do that, my friend. It's burn. You must go face. And we're good. Can we get an emote? Yeah, me too. All right, and we're good. Woo! Dude, that's such a scary hand. That's so terrifying. I fucking love this deck.
And I thought I was already perfect.
All right. Damn, I'm good. I fucking agree. All right, let's cut fucking Deny from this deck. Card's actual trash. Climbing is so fast at 75% win rate. Yep. I mean, not much game to game. I mean, Siobhan, huh? Yeah, let's find a. Okay. I want to see more of that matchup. I want to see more of the Azir matchup. Because the sad reality of Soul Squirrel is like, even in that matchup, Soul Squirrel isn't really good. It's just kind of funny. I think I'll probably have to say bye to Soul Squirrel after this. Wow, really? I mean, I don't think I need to save mana for Cinco. I think I actually just go Smork here. Want to like get as much chip as I can early while I don't need to hold mana. And I really don't think I need to hold mana this turn. Perfect. That is amazing. Yeah, for the most part, I mean, it's really important to, you know, bank mana in most situations, but you need to know when to just like, you know, when to play proactive as well. You know, when in doubt, bank mana and make sure that you have a bit of reactivity, unless you're like a real just like full aggro deck. But almost every other deck in the game should be thinking about banking mana. Isn't this turning into your Taric Draven list? I mean, it kind of started in like they're both kind of doing the same thing. Like they're both different types of all-in Draven, but it's not getting more like that than it started with now. That's interesting. I mean, I could kill that spider if I want, but I really just don't see a benefit to killing that spider. Okay. Any Rivens? Riven would be nice to be able to play out here. Man, why did I cut Riven for a bit? Riven's a pretty good card. She's aight. So if that's a Shyvana, I need to keep Whirling Death for it. A lot of turn 4 Shyvanas might take an open pass there. I mean, he can solo attack with Shyvana, which punishes me a bit. But Soul Squirrel is really not going to do much. Take the pass here. I think I'm very happy just playing. Man. So how does he deal with my Draven? This is Callista Shyvana. So it's just a different form of Matron. Syncopation's not going to be doing that much. I do want to make sure that I have enough mana for... Yeah, so Blade Squire will tap me under Syncopation if I want to Flurry Might. I think I just open it up. I mean, unless he's running... Would he actually be running Vengeance? God damn it. Am I playing around Vengeance?
God axes need victims.
So, single combat is a little awkward. But I have Syncopation for single combat. Yeah, but Syncopation would remove my unit from combat. So if I want to leave up Syncopation for single combat, I need to have my Blade Squire as part of this attack as well. But I won't get the Might at that point, which is really awkward.
Time for the money makers.
If there's no Might, there's kind of no point. Oh, he's pre-committing? Okay, well that makes me feel a lot better. Well, this Might's pretty good now. That's weird. It looks like I'm lethaling you right now. That's pretty wacky, huh?
Now we're cooking.
How strange. Draven's leveling up too. But yeah, like imagine this kind of like range with LeBlanc. If we're running the LeBlanc version, LeBlanc leads to so many blowouts like this. Oh Jesus.
Good.